Asher Watkins' last acquisition. The air at the Konrad-Wehrmacht airstrip tasted of money and red dust. Asher Watkins stepped off the private jet not like a hunter, but like a CEO arriving for a hostile takeover. His safari khakis were too new, the creases too sharp. He wasn't here to commune with nature. He was here to acquire it. His guide, Barend, met him by the Land Cruiser. The man's face was a roadmap of sun and skepticism, his own khakis worn soft and colorless by the bush. He offered a hand. "Mr. Watkins." Welcome. It wasn't a welcome, it was an invoice. Barend had seen 100 men like Asher. Men who bought their courage by the caliber. The first days were a blur of catered sunsets and easy targets. A kudu, a warthog. The trackers did the work, Barend pointed the way, and Asher pulled the trigger. He'd pose for the photo, a foot on the dead animal, a practiced smile on his face. He wasn't hunting. He was shopping from a catalog of living things. But he was here for the main event. The sincerest Kaffir. Black Death. The Cape Buffalo. In the company's brochure, it was listed between the black rhino and the leopard, priced like a luxury sedan. To the bush, however, it was a ton of muscle and memory, an ancient force that carried no price tag. Barend found the tracks at dawn, deep, heavy prints in the dry riverbed. "Big one," he murmured, more to himself than to Asher. "Old." Asher just nodded, checking the scope on his .470 Nitro Express. The thrill he felt wasn't respect or fear. It was the simple, clean excitement of closing a deal. They found him hours later, a black mountain grazing under an acacia tree. He was magnificent and terrible, a creature that had survived 1,000 threats. Barend set up the shooting sticks. "Take your time, Mr. Watkins." One clean shot. The wind carried the scent of dust and wild sage. And death. Asher settled the rifle, the crosshairs dancing on the buffalo's shoulder. He wasn't thinking of the animal's life, only of the wall space in his Texas study. He squeezed the trigger. The crack of the rifle was an obscenity in the silence of the bush, a sound of commerce invading a sacred space. The bullet struck home. The beast shuddered, a tremor running through its massive frame. But it did not fall. It lifted its great horned head, and its ancient eyes found Asher. In that moment, the transaction was voided. The client became the debtor. The hunter became the hunted. The PR flacks would call it unprovoked. They were wrong. It was the most provoked act on the continent. The earth shook as the buffalo charged, a force of nature reclaiming its due. Barend shouted something, but the words were swallowed by a roar that was older than language. It was the sound of a bill coming due. Asher Watkins' last acquisition was a horn through the ribs. A brutal, final, and perfectly fair exchange. He had paid $250,000 for a trophy head. The buffalo, in turn, collected a price of its own. Out here, the bush always balances its books. This wasn't a tragedy. It was an audit.